Dear Plain Poet, don't ever say that I don't do anything for you.
lights flash bright and glow. Cyber city skyline low. Lost in shadows where we roam. Here we rock in Squirrel Zone. Neon lights flash bright and glow. Cyber city skyline low. Lost in shadows where we roam. Here we rock in Squirrel Zone. Dark and alley blips and clicks. Metal paws and cyber kicks. Rusted wires mesh and twist. Squirrel Zone won't be missed. We rock out in Squirrel Night. See bright in blinding light. Future's here, technology tight. Rocking hard till morning light. Circuits zap the night alive. We survive the cyber hive. Outcast and electric vibe. In these streets we do or die. Digital heartbeats pounding hard. Skies filled with electric stars. We ride fast in glitching cars. Leave behind all city stars. Outlaws in this neon maze. Humming with electric haze. For the future here we blaze. Squirrel Zone in cyberspace. Technology tight, rocking hard till morning light. Circuits at the night alive. We survive the cyber hive. Outcast in electric vibe. In these streets we do or die. Digital highways dying hard. Skies filled with electric stars. We ride fast in glitching cars. Leave behind all city stars. Outlaws in this neon maze. Humming with electric haze. For the future here we blaze. Squirrel Zone in cyberface.
Let's get nuts.
Praise be his name, may he destroy this house last.
That's right. Praise be his name. May he destroy this house last. I gotta turn that down to my ears. That got really loud. What is up, my homies, my friends, my pals, my... How's it going, hubby? How's it going, wifey? How's it going, love? I don't know. Hey, buddy, I'm not your friend, pal. I don't know. I got nothing. I blame Dan, and I blame Polar Bear Mama for that. Anyway. What's up? Happy hump day. How are you feeling? I am already exhausted. Why? Because I'm sure you noticed I had physio. Fuck's sake. And as I was explaining to the physiotherapist, because I have one that comes over to my house right now once a week, it is absolutely embarrassing to admit how much those simple little things absolutely fucking wear me down. Like, in my mind, and you know what, that might take us back to the conversation about internalized ableism, honestly. But, I mean, yeah, it's rough. And it's just simple shit. Like, stand, then sit, then, do sets of that. Grab your ankle and pull your leg up to stretch your hamstring, that kind of thing, right? I can't lift my left leg, right? We had to actually improvise. We got one of the dog leashes from the front door, because obviously we have dogs and they get walked, so we have leashes. But she spotted it, and I thought it was just ingenious. She's like, all right, we'll use this. So we did like a little makeshift tie thing, and just kind of like slipped it over my ankle and pulled it up so that I could actually like lift my goddamn leg. Internalized ableism, that's embarrassing. For me, it is. But anyway, yeah, there's physio. So I have my list of daily exercises that I do some days. You are in tomorrow. Sorry, I just got a text from the boss. Yes, sir. But yeah, so just finished up that, and yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Anyway, enough about me. How are you? What's going on? What's shaking? How's all y'all? What's happening? Sorry, still trying with this this meld program. I still have to get my windows all over the damn place until they can get a chat dock in here for me, which I have yet to see. Maybe they have one as an add-on. I don't know yet. What the fuck? I don't want that. There we go. I'd have to check into their Discord and see if they actually have that as an add-on. Much Excite. Why for Much Excite? And obviously blame Canada. We know that seems to be the trend as of late. Okay, so far getting through the day. Agreed. That was money earlier. Didn't want to bend, bear weight. Not having dreams about piss pots. Blingy blingy happened. Yeah. Like I said, don't ever say I don't do anything for you. Now, will that ever happen again? I strongly doubt it. What kind of piss pots, Dan? Like this? Hang on. I'm gonna fidget with my camera here. Like this? Where I ran out of gold filament and had to do the top with bronze. That amused me. Hey, look. It's a funky color. And no, I'm not turning it around. That's all I'm saying. But it works, so. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. But they were me-sized, made of stone. I mean... Alright, come on. I absolutely can. Sorry, business conversation here. There, had to switch to fluent Newfoundlandese for that. But Blingy Blingy is forever. Yeah, but wait till I, if you have your way, completely dismantle it. Daughter ran me a bath. Bath salts to unwind from frustration. From our resident pain in the ass, Drew. That don't work for me, so nice try. Agreed. I mean, that'd have a better chance to work on... What are we dismantling? A terrible, horrible atrocity of a song. It might have been... Well, there's a name right there. There's a name. There are so many jokes. I'm not going to make any of them, but... Anyway. Yeah, that terrible song that was played at the very beginning. Yeah. That monstrosity is something that Nate and I put together. You ever been to Forno? I have not. I wish for more boinky boinky. It's rabbit holing and guitar parts and sound bars. Fair enough. In my opinion, you didn't miss much, because that's one of those songs that Nate and I did back in like 1998 or something, or 99. And like, it should have stayed back there, because it was like, that song is like so happy and bouncy that it gives me cancer and all of the cavities all at once. Do I have an appointment? I do not. Sorry, forgive me here, guys. Not tomorrow. Hospital. Anyway. Y'all already know me. Yeah, I kind of had an assumption, because when it comes to classy usernames, well, that's just not a skill. Anyway, happy hardcore type vibes. Um, I'm gonna do this for all of like 10 seconds. I'm sure you've heard it before, Jay, because I think we've subject you to it. But I'm just gonna do this for you ever so quickly. That's this. That's all I'm gonna play of it. Anyway, that monstrosity from like back in 98 or 99 or something along them lines. Why does my browser not want to work? There we go. Play. 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 Thank you. Decided to violate her restraining order. I didn't realize that a restraining order was possible. No, actually, that was even before that. That was done in, I want to say, Modplug Tracker. Like, that's how old that is. Before FL was even a thing, if I recall. Like, that's what Nate and I made that in, was a tracker program. But, of course, because it is so cavity-inducing happy, that seems to be Poet's obsession song, which has been for quite some time. And now Poet has a bad habit. Well, it's an adorable habit, I'm not going to lie. But every day, just about, I get a meme in my DMs alluding to me reworking that song. Every day. It has become Poet's mission to force me to redo that song. Now, on one hand, I could see that being something very amusing. On the other hand, Poet, be very careful what you wish for. Because it may not turn out the way that you think it might turn out. I'm just saying. It doesn't even need rework. It's fantastic as it is. It's fantastic as is if it was done in like the late 80s or early 90s. The sound production on it is terrible. The equalization on it is terrible. It needs to be filled in a lot more. Honestly, yeah, if I was to touch that one, it would need a complete ground up rework. And it would not end up as it sounds currently. Like, not even close. There would be... the main chords would be in it, I think. And that would be about it. Yeah, the chord structure would survive, and that's it. Need 303, squelch bass, and screed. Yes. Yeah, actually, it would do that. Listen on loop for days as is. You know what? Knock yourself out. Do it. I'm not going to stop you. Mind you, I think you were saying that you have to wait for Nate to be there to play it for you because you can't find a copy anywhere. Because one does not exist online. Actually, it might exist online. V! I don't have the audio file. Well, I'll tell you what. Hey, look at that. It's a rave fund. You guys want to have another rave? Hey, because we're building up for one. I'm just saying, you know, a copy can be purchased. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? So we got V showing up. We've got Kinksy showing up. Howdy, howdy. Sorry, I just had that picture in my head of Toy Story. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Don't do that. Your nerves don't like that when you do that. Anyway. Name your price. Well. All I'm saying, Poet. All I'm saying. And I'll let you connect the dots. Remember this part here where I said that if anybody donated a good amount, and I'm going to leave that subjective, I'm going to leave that all up to you, then if and when we do get to the rave, those people who donate will have songs written for them or to them, and Tiamara's already got one, and who else was it that I've got on the list there? Somebody else has one now. That's all I'm saying. I will let you connect the dots. That, you know, fill in the blanks. Wait, that works. What works? How's everybody today? I just finished doing physio, so I'm recovering from that. Ear infection, my head does somersaults. gross. No, I find more and more, even regardless of the meds that I'm on, and believe me, it's a fucking fistful of meds. My nerves don't like it very much when, like, I don't know if you guys remember when I was describing it when I was on Dexedrine, where it gave me horrible vertigo. But, you know, if I move my eyes too much without moving my head, then the nerves in my head start to get a little wonky, right? That's something that I've come to realize is a thing now. Or albums. Or albums. Yeah, mama. Some people are getting whole albums. Pretty much. You have some good news. Hit me. I'm kind of happy I'm fucking broke. I'd hate to see what you come up with for me. No, Jay, you wouldn't. You would love to see what I come up with for you. Don't lie. You know that you would. And you're not fooling anybody. You have 7 grandkids here. Holy shit snacks. Good God, you've got me beat. Because I'm up to a whopping 0. Should be 9 as a... Holy Christ. Man, your family... Are you guys Mormon and just... You didn't tell me? My half track, you can finish them. I have no qualm with a collaborative project. I mean, right now I'm big on the novel writing kind of thing, but you know I always come back to the music. Not like you do anything. No, not like I have an entire universe written up already now. Jesus Christ. Because of course I do, right? Of course I do. The baseball team of grandkids, yeah, why not, right? Well, there you go. I mean, sweet. Congrats, I guess. Poet, I'll check that in a minute. I had a wicked idea earlier. Did ya? Getting Spidey sense and the urge to throw papers. Well, okay. And now, in fairness, I'm pretty sure Shoes would mostly agree with this statement. I have been trying very hard to not overdo it lately. I've been trying to find different... I was going to say different methods, but that's not right. Different kinds of routines and schedules to kind of like scratch the creative itch and still put out creative works without completely fucking destroying myself, right? Like, I am trying very, very hard to stick to the don't overdo it. Because we all know me, I have a bad habit of just overdoing the shit out of it. Said the guy who completely created an entire universe for novels and tied all of the stories together last night with a random thought. Yeah. Beating the fuck out of yourself in the process? I mean, I'm trying... Yeah, no, not me. Talk with you, cell phone around the 80s, 90s, and make each a tune for an album. Yeah, you bet I won't. But why? Because that would go absolutely counter to what I just said. That would be completely opposite of what I just said. Because now knowing exactly how much I need to be watching my like energy levels, not only physical but mental, explains why at the beginning of last year when I decided, hey, I'm going to write like all of the albums, absolutely launch my ass into a burnout. Continue the way of doing absolutely nothing. I mean, I've tried. Dude, I've tried. And there are some times where I will sit here and just like stare at a screen and like watch YouTube videos, and I still have that voice in my head going, you're not being productive, you're not putting anything out, right? I still fight with that every day. It's not something that's gonna go away, right? Just super easily. I know, it's gonna be a struggle. Whatever. It's a fight I know I have to deal with. I'm just saying I'm doing my best. I'm trying, baby, I'm trying. Still wanting to live life. I remember it somewhat. Something like that. Well, what I have been doing without overdoing it, or at least feeling like it, is I put together, I'm still fucking around with the AI stuff, obviously. So I created a little playlist of, I'm taking my favorite sci-fi not projects or characters or locations or people or whatever, and just like having the AI do a song dedicated to them, just letting them run with it, and then I'll take and make a little music video out of it, because that still gets a little bit of the creative itch out. I think, knock on wood, whatever, I think that first novel is done. I think it's complete. I took some of the feedback that I got on the second draft. I went through and made some revisions, a few little key changes. I think I made like 4 chapters. I did like some tidying up. Have you ever completely lost that creative itch? Asking for a friend. No. In some manner or another, no. That's the thing. I'll get back to that in a second here, Jay. Yeah, I think I tidied it all up. I sent a copy to the one person who gave me the feedback for them to look at it and see if I fulfilled my end of the bargain, as it were. And I'm just gonna wait to hear back. And if it's a go, boingy boingy. Hey, I know exactly who that was. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yep. Well then. Now look what you gone and done. Poet, be so careful what you wish for. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, okay, carry on. Yeah, what was I saying? Come on, finish it up. I'm medicated, I promise. Oh yeah, I'm just waiting to hear the feedback on it, and then I'm going to publish it. And as per a conversation that we had earlier in the Discord, if you are a patron or a member, you will get a copy of the ebook for free. There you go. Don't threaten me with a good time. Of course not. I have a feeling you're sending me memes because I'm not looking. But yeah, Jay, actually, that is a good question, I think. Have you ever lost that creative itch? Asking for a friend. No, I don't think I ever have. And that in and of itself is, in my opinion, and relating to me, I feel like that's a double-edged sword, right? Because I don't just do music. Like, I started out, when I was a kid, when I was a baby. I was just a baby. I was doing all of the doodling and all of the drawing and all of that stuff, which shifted over to creative writing when I was in high school, which shifted over to music production when I got into the clubs, which, kind of, and it's all kind of bounced around from one thing to another. So, and I'm sure you guys have seen me do it before, when I run out of steam on one project, then I will move to a different project. Now, be that under the same category, right? If I run out of steam on one music project and I have another one on the go, then I will jump to that project and keep going there, right? If I run out of steam on music production, then I will jump to something different. For a while, it was animation, and another was like graphic design, and then creative writing, and so I'm always bouncing from one to another because it won't fucking stop. But that's also, I think, why I always come back to music, because that is such a big part of me, who I am. So, no. I don't think I've ever lost the creative itch. No, I don't think I've ever burned out to a point where I could not do something creatively, or I had the voice in the back of my head nagging at me to do something creative or find some kind of an outlet. How about you, Jay? Why are you asking me? Are you saying that you just kind of like ran out of music steam and you don't have any inspiration or inclination to do anything? Or Just out of curiosity. And thanks for that, by the way. As part of my, I jokingly call it my MS-friendly content creation schedule. Actually, there's going to be a shit fucking ton of new merch that I'm going to be working on. Now, there's a part of me that is torn on that statement alone, because the majority of the merch gets either produced in the States, or I do believe there is also production in EU somewhere. I think it's either in Belgium or Germany. I don't remember. So like with the whole, boycott American thing, I wouldn't be too worried about it. I'm more worried about the tariff prices affecting people for the stuff being made in the States, right? So right now it's kind of like, hey, I should promote this stuff, but on the other hand, I don't want to promote this stuff. Now, on the other hand, it's not against the company, Fourth Wall, because I love Fourth Wall. I really do. They are a fantastic company. They're not a huge company. I'm all about supporting them. On the other hand, I worry about the tariff charges because I have to. I don't feel like I have a me anymore. I just haven't listened to music. I just lost the will to do anything. So I caught. And actually, I feel like that could be a deeper conversation that you and I could have off screen. I mean, that's something that we have touched on over the past couple of weeks. I wouldn't mind getting into a deeper chat with you about that. And yeah, I mean, it's relatable. It's relatable. Outside of the creative aspect from me, right? Because I have to have some kind of an outlet. But I think the foundation of what you're saying, I think a lot of us can understand and relate to. Granted. And again, too, and not just to you, actually, this is something that I've been meaning to kind of touch on. On the regular, I suck at reaching out to people, as it is. As of late, it has been extra bad, just because I don't necessarily think of it right away, but one of the big pain in the asses that I am battling, and is like my greatest fear, is like the brain fog aspect of it. So, or as my wife lovingly says, you've got the dumb. She's not wrong. I'm sure it could be worded better, but she's not wrong, right? So I have a problem. I have a bigger problem forgetting things as of late. Here's a prime example, actually, something that my wife and I just talked about before stream here, was we got a delivery from a local farm of an entire box of ground beef, of hamburger, and it came with the cow knuckles for the dogs to chew on, right? I got it in my head because there were the I call them moose knuckles. The wife's like, they're cow. I'm like, moose knuckle is more fun. Anyway, so because the knuckles were there for the dogs, I got it in my head that it was dog food, not people food. I got it in my head that it was dog food, and apparently she's told me that it's not, and I still continue to repeat that it is dog food, which is stupid because that leads to having it in my head that we don't have any ground beef. So now when I'm trying to plan food, I don't think we have ground beef because I've got it associated in my head that that's fucking dog food, and I can't seem to break that. So, yeah, that's one thing that the brain fog has just latched onto, and I can't seem to break away from. And I'm gonna try not to launch into the part that I'm absolutely the most terrified about. So I just won't. So there. Never heard of her. I know exactly, right? Well, some of you may remember my dad and I got into it many times over the years, ever since I was a kid, like a teen, about me forgetting to reach out to him, right? People permanence. It's a thing. If people are not directly in your mind, or something does not trigger the thought of this person, they don't exist anymore. They're off in the ether, right? until you see a picture of them or see their name on a piece of paper and you're like, ah, fuck, I really got to reach out to this person, right? That's why I had Desi for the longest time, was constantly reminding me, like, hey, have you talked to your dad lately? Whoops. But him and I got into it for many, many years about that until he finally kind of was able to understand that, no, it's not an intentional thing. It's not a malicious thing. It just happens. I don't think of you. Ergo, you don't exist in my mind until such time as something triggers that thought. 8 months after the fact, like no time has passed here from... I've got friends that are like that, right? There's many of, especially for those of us, like ADHD especially, autistic as well, I hear a lot of, but where you just don't talk to each other for months and then pick up like nothing, no time had passed. I've got 2 really close friends that I have that exact relationship with. Right? It used to be 3. Well, it still is 3. Nate, right? But I'm constantly picking on him anyway. I've been doing that for years. But I've got 2 really close friends that it's just like that. Right? 3 actually. No, there's another person in there I can throw into the mix. But yeah, just like, holy fuck. The Triceratops has arrived. Hello. I didn't even know that you had people that you were streaming with. I count it as reaching out. That's about all I got in me these days. And that's fine. That's fine. I understand. Hi, Raiders. Welcome aboard. Hello, how are you? Do you know me? If you don't know me, maybe you should get to know me. I'm going to show you something that a lot of us have already seen, but for those of you that are brand new here.
Hello there and welcome. My name is Tyler, but people know me by many names. But most know me as Spaz or SquirrelDad.
And here's a little bit about me.
I'm a mental health advocate. I have autism and ADHD. I am a giant nerd. I love space. I love Star Wars.
I'm also a Mandalorian.
I'm an artist. I'm an animator. I'm a musician. I'm a veteran DJ. And I love all things AI. So what can you expect here? Well, we chat about everything. We talk mental health. We chat about nerdy stuff. We talk about food. Hell, around here, off topic is the topic. All in all, we like to have fun, but we don't talk religion or politics. No. There's enough division and hatred out there already. My community is a safe space for all, no matter if you're neurodivergent or not, if you're gay, straight, or trans, no matter where you are, no matter what color you are, no matter who you love, no matter what you believe. You are all welcome in my house. Just respect everybody and don't be an asshole. So again, welcome.
That's right. Shoes does have that one covered. Technical difficulties. Technically, you're difficult. I get it. Forgot to add I'm the author of the most amazing song, Boingy Boingy. Yeah, actually, it's funny you say that. I forgot. I need to update that because now I'm going to add author to that list. So there's that. Love the intro. I don't drop that one too often because I don't necessarily need to, but I like to do it every now and again just to let people know what they're getting into. You can be an asshole, just don't be that asshole. That is correct. Because if you are that asshole, you will see a green sword being shoved up said asshole very quickly. Because I have some of the most quick and amazing mods ever. There are a few of us assholes kicking around. That's right. There's a few of you that have earned the position. Such as Jay, Shoes, Dan to a degree. Happy and see me dance as I eat macaroni salad. Very nice. That's right, Dan. Fast as fuck, boy. Beginning tested with a max with technology problems. Oh? What kind of tech issues are you dealing with? I'm the asshole they don't let out. That's right, Dan is apprentice asshole. That's right. I feel like that's a name change coming up. Oh, boy. And now I don't remember what we were talking about before the little intro thingy there. Oh yeah, we were talking about, I guess we were touching on the whole isolation thing. Asshole in training. That's right. Dan is an asshole with training wheels and a diaper, just to be sure. You know, because safety net. Streaming setups and hardware issues. Gotcha. I was playing Demon Stream Radio on my streams earlier. Well, Demon Stream Radio belongs to Jay, actually. But how am I doing? I'm okay. I'm a little sore. I'm a little tired, but I'm okay because that I'm adjusting to as my new normal. I don't like this new normal because autism and change, but here we are. Music there too. Yes, it is. For Jehovah's. The last time I had Jehovah's here, what did I do? I think that was the time that, you know, they asked, like, do you have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior, Jesus? And I asked them if they wanted, only if they had time to talk about the Rule of Two from Darth Bane. I think that was it. About 5 hours the other. Gothic, what are you using? Are you using OBS or did you try Meld out? Make Demon Stream Radio? It's a playlist. Been since before. Been, okay, specify for me, please. Trying to pick up the nuance. Made like 90% of it bullshit. Just because at times I make up 90% of the list doesn't mean I made 90% of the list. I make my own list that composes of my own shit. Yeah, it was Jay that put it together into the playlist. That's 100% Jay. OBS, we use a stable version. Okay, try Meld. Look up Meld Studio. That's what I am using now instead of OBS because I got tired of how boggy OBS was becoming. And Meld is just so much simpler. It really is. And not only that, by default, the transitions between I don't have stingers set up. The transitions are just little slide moves like that by default. I love it. I think it's swanky as fuck. So I'm going to suggest that to you. That may help with a lot of issues because as much as I enjoyed OBS, it's becoming very heavy on the back end of this system. Yeah, you do. I'm guessing that's what's in my DMs right now is a bunch more memes. Which, don't get me wrong, I'm cool with. See, but now you went and did the thing, so... Now you're going to reap what I've decided to sow for you. And, now that, potentially, again, knock on wood and all that stuff, now that I have finished that first novel... maybe I will slide back into doing a little bit of actual music production. Meld Studio. Look up Meld Studio. Put the word studio on the end. Boingy, boingy, boingy. Zach, if you throw me a DM and remind me, I will put a link up in the Discord for you guys. Yeah. Yeah, when it comes to like tech stuff like this, you gotta put the word studio on the end. Otherwise, Meld, I mean, that could mean anything, right? That could be a program that, you know, melds together text files. It could be, you know, a fucking, yeah, Spock mind meld. Yeah, maybe. Could be a company that melts down crayons, you know. I'm looking at it, hopefully I can get back a couple time. Gothic, throw me a DM and I'll send you a direct link. And then that way you don't have to worry about the getting back at a mutual time. I have hardware to add to. Cool. No, I find that Meld is very quote unquote lightweight. Oh, no, Jay. It's all good here. That's why on that little intro thing, when I said I'm a giant nerd, it's got like a little picture of the Enterprise in there too, you know. Also, as part of the little sci-fi thing, I actually have a bunch of Star Trek things. I have a Doctor Who video that I just finished, or that I'm in the process of. So I'm going to be putting out like a little Doctor Who AI EDM song. I'm going to be doing some Star Trek ones. I'm going to cover a lot of property. I'm going to hit the Expanse, you know, stuff like that. I might do a Battlestar Galactica, whatever. Look after the hatching. I need to go do some post-stream care involved. Yes, absolutely do that. That's right. I need to remember that you're actually like doing streaming and shit. So you know the rules. Rule 0, go take care of you. Yes, only going forward because we can't find reverse. Hey, thanks for the shout out, Jay. That's right. If you're not following, go follow along with Triker. Let's see if we can help them get to an affiliate status at the very least. Feeling very isolated. I get that. I 100% get that, right? And I have hey, thanks much, Greyloth. I appreciate that. I have also been some will tell you that I've been a little bit, I don't want to say reclusive, but I just haven't had the energy to be able to hang out a whole lot. Actually, when you showed up yesterday in the VC, you showed up like just as I was leaving to go get my kid. So I meant to say, hey, bye, but of course I was already clicking buttons when you popped in, so. But I get you. I 100% get you, right? Like, there are times where I will kind of feel a little bit guilty that I'm not able to spend as much time hanging out as I want to. I wanted to last night. I was going to throw up a VC in 18 plus and just do like a little hangout. I couldn't muster the energy. And right now, that is the thing that I have to do my best to pay the closest attention to, is where are my levels at, right? Which sucks when your interoception is you're already at a disadvantage trying to figure that out, right? In shitty interoception and alexithymia, those two things coupled together, fuck, you know, it just makes it so hard to be able to like look at the gas meter, essentially, right? I wish that I had something like that, like something on my phone, or well, I don't know why I did that. I don't have an Apple Watch. That was totally random. Anyway, if I had something on my phone that gave me a meter as to where my levels were, that'd be great. But life ain't that fucking easy, unfortunately. Oh well. Hey, good song. But yeah, just know that to everybody, I'm making an effort. It's really, really difficult right now. And I think it probably will be up until I get the oil change. And then hopefully that will help stabilize everything, because right now it's just gearing me up to that, and it's hard on the system. And the idea of the oil change is kind of low-key fucking terrifying. So, you know, I don't want to be a pussy about it, but going for a loo job? I wish. No, it's part of the treatment that they're sending me for and that they're gearing me up to is it's a thing called Ocrevus, Ocrevus, and it's like the first one is between 4 and 6 hours I have to sit and get an IV. That's why I'm calling it the oil change, right? It's not like a full transfusion or anything, but they're flooding me with this Ocrevus. But in order to prep me for it, I've had to do a tuberculosis skin test to make sure that I'm not a carrier. I'm not, yay. I have to get all of my inoculations updated from the time I was in grade 9. So Jay, if you could remember that. Remember way back then when we had to get all of the shots, and there were some who skipped out and some who did. Yeah, I have to get everything up to date right? So I've already gone for one round of that. I'm going for another round beginning of April. Hey, Gunter, what's up? So yeah, I have to go for another round in April. And then probably another round a month after that. And then after that, I don't know when exactly they're planning for it, but then I have to go get this Ocrevus. And they're worried about making sure that my immune system can handle it. But I see we have the little we'll talk more about this in a minute. We have got the little yellow light going on. So it is time for a self-care break. So Gunter, nice timing. Yeah, I got my tetanus re-up too, which has probably contributed to what hit me so hard last week. But anyway, self-care break. Grab yourself some water, a snack, go to the bathroom, check your laundry, do your thing. And we will be back in just a moment.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
All right, self-care break. We'll be back in just a minute.
Hearts that were intertwined, our summer love had come and gone, and now we say goodbye. On the shoreline, and now we say on the shoreline, and now we say goodbye. On the shoreline, and now we say goodbye. Lights flicker and the shadows rise in the night. The undead cries, strobe lights flash, bring the fear. The darkness whispers in your ear. Our will turn as we embrace. Dance with ghouls in this haunting space. The ground shakes, saw me rave. We dance through the night, be brave. The ground shakes, saw me rave. Join the undead, let's misbehave. Beat drops and hearts stop, here we go. To the night, our numbers grow. Neon lights cast evil glow. Techno vibes now lose control. Spooky nights, the vibe ignites. Join our dance in the frightful sights. The ground shakes, saw me rave. We dance through the night, be brave. The ground shakes, saw me rave. Join the undead, let's misbehave.
In this haunted trance, we're alive. Zombie moves make the room revive. Join the dance, don't you hide. Feel the thrill and let it ride.
The ground shakes, saw me rave. We dance through the night, be brave. The ground shakes, saw me rave. Join the undead, let's misbehave. The ground shakes, saw me rave. We dance through the night, be brave. The ground shakes, saw me rave. Join the undead, let's misbehave.
I can't wait until they get that automation in so that I don't have to manually do that every time I change scenes. Move over here. Thank you. Back here a bit. Back here a bit. Come on. Thank you. Fucking camera can't make up its mind. Whatever. Close enough. Alright. I'm chasing my hat. That's funny. I'd say 20 minutes with a kitty. Good endurance. What? I had my self-care session before coming on. Got a good 20 minutes. Nice! Nice, nice. Reading 300-page books in a couple days. Dude, not possible for this guy. I wish. I can't. I have to go back and, like, reread the previous paragraph or previous page because I can't retain it. Which is ironic for somebody who just wrote a fucking book. But that's why I have text-to-speech read it to me. 4 1-week-old bottle babies are coming in and I want them. Nice. Okay, so Jay, I was explaining to you about the oil change. And actually here, I did this before I went and topped up my coffee. So yeah, this is what we're dealing with. Prescription medication used to treat relapsing forms of MS and primary progressive MS, which they think I may have. Actually, they think that because it went so long without anybody catching it, that I may have secondary progressive MS, I think is what he said. Which it started out, I guess, as the recurring remitting type, and then may have progressed into that. But yeah, let's see. Disease-modifying therapy, meaning it aims to slow the progression of the disease, obviously, because it can't do anything other than that. Antibody that binds, yada, yada, yada. There's all the science shit. What it treats: relapsing forms of MS, including clinically isolated syndrome, never heard of it. Relapsing remitting, yes. And active secondary progressive, which, again, I think is the type they're thinking I have. It's administered through an IV every 6 months. So, literally like an oil change. I have to go and get it every 6 months. On top of, I also have to get 2 MRIs a year. So I have to get MRIs every 6 months and get the oil change every 6 months now. Because, welcome to my new normal, I guess. Side effects, risk of infections, blah, blah, blah. Because it is a, it's an immunosuppressant, essentially. Crucial to discuss potential risks and benefits with healthcare providers, which they have been doing, so I'm thankful for that. Certain medications and vaccines may interact with it, which is, again, an ongoing discussion that I'm having with them. But yeah, essentially it's an immunosuppressant, so they want to make sure that my immune system is, like, as tough as can be, which thankfully, my immune system has always been really good, so I'm thankful for that. But they want to make sure that it is, like, fucking cast in iron before they go giving me this, because it's going to drop it. And it's doing that so that my immune system will stop attacking my fucking nerves, essentially. Hooray. The prequel to the sequel, or halfway. Yeah, something like that, Jay. Something like that. Actually, it's more like 2.5, I think. Because I think, again, I'm not an expert on this yet. I'm sure I will be soon enough. But there's the most common one, which is the recurring, or the remitting, relapsing, or whatever, RRMS. Basically, it's the one where it comes in waves, the one you hear about people getting flare-ups and whatnot, which apparently is the one that I had. And then there is the primary progressive, which just goes on decline, right, with little flare-ups here and there. But because of when I was talking to the neurologist about it, when we had the big hangout, and oh yeah, flare-ups suck. I've been dealing with one for like a fucking week now. But because as they put it, and so many others that I've dealt with have put it, because I'm so far gone, because it took forever to actually nail down what it was, because they were all looking in the wrong spot. Again, no hate on them. But yeah, so now it's like, okay, they're scrambling to try and do as much, I guess, damage control as possible. So, welcome to my life. It is now, anyway. But yeah, that's not something that's something that's very hard for me to adjust to, which it actually was, if you remember the text that I was getting at the beginning there from my other boss at the office, was asking, because the owner of the company is in from Ottawa for the week, and I think he's going to take us all out to lunch tomorrow. So they wanted to make sure that I was going to be there and that I didn't have any appointments where I was going to be missing work. Logic dictates look at the feet, not the heart and the blood. Exactly, right? Because I was complaining that I was having problems with, like, my knees, my hips, my lower back, right? My mobility that way. So, of course, that is where they were looking, right? I got more fucking x-rays and MRIs and bone scans and CAT scans and whatnot just to try and narrow all of that down. So for like a decade, that's what they were focused on. It wasn't until I saw the most recent neurologist, when we were starting to lean more and more to this being a full nervous system issue. It wasn't until I got the last MRI on Christmas and New Year's that they actually looked at the pictures and said, holy fuck, look at all these little white spots you got in your head and on your upper spinal column, right? So again, I'm not hating on them. I'm not saying that our medical system sucks. Yeah, it could absolutely be improved, but they were looking where I was complaining, right? And honestly, my family doctor has been fantastic in, all right, we're going to nail this down. Okay, cool. Next thing. On to the next, on to the next, on to the next, right? So he's been amazing. So I'm no hate on that at all. Transition to the diagnosis. Yep. Nice. How did you stress test it? Did you sit there and call it names? Dealing with chest pains, heart issues, run all the tests. Oh, hey, by the way, yeah. Yeah. That it's funny, too, because that's something that my dad has always bugged me about, because my dad is, like, such a hardcore diabetic. He's forever bugging me about that. So is my sister, and, because it runs pretty rampant in the family. So when they took those, 11 vials out of me, and then they ran the test, I have access to the results of the test, right, on my Alberta Healthcare app. So I looked at it, and I looked at, like, the glucose tests and whatnot, where they were checking for diabetes. Nope, right in the fucking middle, right smack in the middle, as always. PC that makes the PC run hot. What program? COD. Yeah. Turns out COD is actually an acronym for computer on dialysis. Who knew? You're not playing COD in your downtime anymore, Jay? Not so much. Barely touch it. Cost me $400. Holy shit! Really? Why? Because you had to replace a bunch of stuff because of it? I was going to say, I feel like we've had this conversation. I'm not sure what I'm doing over there. All right, yeah, I was trying to get my chat window to pop up. There we go. Beauty. 10 minutes and over. I have been trying so hard to actually make the time to start playing something, but then I get all sidetracked with, like, the novel stuff and other shit, and by the time I actually do have a chance to, like, get in there and start doing something, it's like fucking 12 o'clock or 12:30, and I'm like, if I go getting wrapped into a game right now, I'm not going to bed. Which, I mean, at that point, it's almost, what's the difference? Because when I do get into bed, I get my little fucking left leg flare up, and then I can't sleep anyway. I was explaining that to the physiotherapist when I was here, or when she was here, that last night I was like laying in bed for an hour, damn near in tears, because I could not make the fucking thing stop. And it didn't hurt. It was just, it would pulse and fucking make my leg jump and whatnot out of nowhere, and I could not get comfortable or sleep because of it. I've been playing Crew Motorfest out of sheer fucking boredom. There's nothing I want to do. Go to bed at 9 o'clock. Wow. Well, that'll do it. I have been trying to adjust my sleep schedule a little bit, which has been difficult because of the crash downtime in the afternoon, and then, yeah, it's a whole goddamn mess. I'm trying. Across PC and then bricked it. Oh wow. You weren't the first. You're also dealing with a company that could like give less than a fuck if it bricks your system or not. Like to get more than 5 hours sleep. Don't have dogs. There's that. Don't have dogs. Because if you have dogs, they will contribute to the goddamn problem. Oh well. Ow. Ugh. I mean, fair enough. On the on my off days, it's usually anywhere between 11 and 1. He's pretty quiet. Well, that's a bonus. My 2 cats definitely are vocal when they feel like being vocal. Because, you know, assholes. Oh, well. It seems reasonable, right? Yeah, for like a 7-year-old. If you're 7, then that's on par with the usual, yeah. Yeah. 770, whatever goes. Yeah. I'm pretty sure my dad, who is, what, 71, will say the same thing. Mind you, as I just finished saying, he's a pretty hardcore diabetic, so he does require, you know, a bit more rest time than probably the average. Which, hey, whatever. Last one, I promise. Yeah, right. Sure. Sure it is. You guys. That's all I gotta say. Reminder, hey, you want a rave? You want a song written to you, for you, dedicated to you, played at the rave, yada yada. That's how you do it, right there. Also, now that I've got the printer back and working and running again, I may be doing the monthly surprise box once I get caught up. Which shouldn't take too long. Yay. Hoorah. I actually meant to print something out last night, and here's a fucking statement on my condition as of late. All I have to do is go over there, cut the piece of filament off, put the other piece of filament on. I missed what happened. And tie her in. And I didn't even have the energy to do that. Jesus Christ. Oh, you guys and your domestic disputes? So long as there's no actual abuse, I'm okay with it. Besides, Mama probably deserves it. I joke, I kid. We do not support spousal abuse around here in any way, shape, or form. However, those of us who have a sense of humor know that it's all jokes. She has a sleeping disorder. Wow. My wife loves her sleep. I don't know if I would go so far as to say it's a sleeping disorder, but she does love her sleep. She comes home from work and has a nap after. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. See, I now have a new factor that I have to add into that equation, though. It's, am I capable? Like, my wife has been amazing at supporting me in that regard. I will say, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of shocked, but she has been fantastic at helping support me there. You guys. I'm not your hun, sugar. I'm not your sugar, babe. I'm not your babe, hun. That game's fun. We could turn that into anything. I have no comment. There's nothing I could add to that would be productive. Yeah, that's what they claim. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Seem familiar, Jay? Could have said, listen, motherfucker. If you want to continue to be a motherfucker. You know what his reply should be to you anytime that you want him to do something?
These nuts.
Yeah. At least that's what I think. But what do I know? Nothing. I know nothing, and I'm okay with that. Hey. Brought to you by DJ Nutsy. Exclamation merch. Ah. Num num num. Oh yeah. Let me oh no, because I don't have YouTube pulled up. Oh well. This entire mix that you're listening to is all my stuff. And it's available for you to use on your stream. It's a 3-hour-long mix if you want. Exclamation Music, you will find it on the... what channel did I put it on? I think I put it on my music channel, actually. But yeah, it's there for you to use. I should link it back to my main channel. I should double check if I did that. Let me write that down so I don't forget. Do-do-do-do-do. Boop boop. Check. Mix. Link back to main YouTube. There we go. Alright. Scroll through the entire front page of the Steam sale. Nothing is enticing. What I have been doing, because I do the same thing generally. Or if there is something enticing that's not on enough of a sale, then I will skip it. But what I have been doing is there's a couple creators I follow that basically all they do is cover the sales on Steam. One of them is Cold Beer. Like his name is his YouTube channel is Cold Beer. Okay. It's a guy a little younger than me. He's from Lithuania. Funny dude. But he puts up videos of everything that's on sale at the moment. So, like, I watch his stuff, and then if there's anything that kind of grabs my attention. The other one is... He's annoying, but his name is Cult of Mush. But he tends to put ones up. He also covers... there's a website called Green Man Gaming that is kind of an affiliate-ish of Steam. And they have their own sales go on. And they, like, sell you it's the product key for Steam. With GMG. GMG. Oh, okay. Yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah, Goldman Gaming, Jesus. Yeah, Humble. Yeah, GOG Epic. What's the other one? There was a new one that I started looking at. Because we're members of Amazon Prime, so I'll check the Prime stuff every now and again. But yeah, Gunter, I check all the same ones. Which is funny because, I mean, yeah, Epic has their free one every week that, whether it's a good game or not, I always grab it because why the fuck not, I guess. But I mean, like, you know, here's me checking these sales when I've got a fistful of games that I still need to finish. Because, you know, hashtag gamer problems. My kid is late playing. Well, with the Prime Gaming stuff, because they give away so much shit in a month, you know, if you guys have, or are you talking separate, like separate Steam accounts and Epic accounts and stuff? I mean, that makes sense, yeah. Because if you had shared, then you guys could use the... Never mind, I'm going to stop talking. I just realized that I put the entire situation together in my head. Yeah. Hi, I'm new here. I'm also special. Okay, in the Prime Gaming, why the fuck would I want video games? Right? Well, in fairness, my wife never uses it. Never would use it. I do give the things to Jasa that I think she would be interested in. However, because she's not 13 yet, she still plays under my account. Which is fine. She'll probably continue to do so. But, yeah, if there's anything there that I think she would like, I grab them for her. The buses used to call us special. Or they called the bus itself special. Something like that. Hey, good song, Jay. The bus is pretty special. Agreed. I will 100% agree with that. Wow, I totally froze there. And had a minor heart attack in the process. Oh well. Poor special. Jesus. No, you can't. That I have noticed. In fact, you cannot even play 2 different games at the same time. Because this is on Steam, my stream avatars is on Steam, so I would not be able to load up a Steam game and play it for you guys or with you guys or whatever. I would have to go to Epic or GOG or something like that if I wanted to keep the stream avatars up. Now, if I'm wrong, if I'm talking on my ass and there is a way... No, I didn't. Thanks, Jay. But anyway, if I'm wrong and I'm talking on my ass, please, somebody correct me. But, you know, if I have stream avatars going, I can't pop up a Steam game to play with you guys or play for you guys or whatever. Jasa can't play Undertale or whatever, you know, if I have the stream avatars on. At the same time, if she's playing Undertale, for example, I can't play anything else on Steam, right? So I would have to go to Epic or something like that. Want to hear yourself louder? No? Well, fuck you, yeah. It's a good thing Chris isn't here. I butchered my own kid's name. Okay, there we go. You'll Google it. I did that before and it came up with no, but I mean, again, it was just a really quick search, so I could be wrong. But I don't think I am. Chris is out having a life. I don't know if I'd go that far. Sorry, just trying to mentally track where the gas gauge is. All these goddamn things I have to do now. Which means I'll probably shut her down in about 15 minutes or so. Empty. It's not empty, but I mean, it's she's getting there. It's also Wednesday, which means it is singing night for the kids, so I gotta make sure that she's prepped for that. Yeah. Running on fumes. Yeah. Oh, well. Hey, speaking of running on fumes, how would you like to have a gas of a party? Ah, that was stupid. Never say that again. That was dumb. Siren's Call. Yes, it is. According to Google, if you want to play the same, you have to purchase that game. Yeah. But that would... Okay, so does that mean you on the same account would have to purchase the game twice? And $5 again. Yeah. Yes. But yeah, anyway, thanks, Sam. We're aiming for a rave. I'm not necessarily wanting... Well, I mean, if you do, great. But if not, okay, cool. We don't need to fill it up. We just need to kind of put a nice dent in it. And those who do put a dent in it will be having special songs dedicated or written by or written to you for the rave. I've already got one for Tiamara. Apparently, I have to do one now for Poet. And there's somebody else, and I've got it written down, and it pisses me off that I can't think of it. Oh, well. What's the point of sharing? All right. What are we at now? Whatever that is, 270. That's what we're at now. And because I asked Shoes to surprise me, he set it at 5. Or pointing the wrong way. So I'm just like, okay, cool. Sure. Why not? Because y'all know how many fucks I give. But, anyway, I've got, just kind of want to share a little bit with you. So, yeah, we were talking about the MS-friendly content calendar that I have. And the merch list, which I'm going to be going over tonight. I'm going to be looking at... Now, this is all in my notepad as plans. But there's no time limit on it, so I'm trying not to stress myself about it. But it's just stuff I'd like to eventually get done. Second and third website pages on my fourth wall for very specific... what's the word I'm looking for? Well, specific purpose, anyway. To the... Okay, so what's the rest of it, Jay? I wanna be a fuckhead and I wanna... Oh my god. I don't wanna. I got nothing. That's funny. Now, if I actually considered it bothersome, that'd be different. But no. No, I don't. SP13, blah, blah, blah. Now it's in my head. Uh-oh. I wanna be a fuckhead and I wanna bug Dan now. Yes, I'm gonna. Take that, bitch. Hey, speaking of Dan, when are you actually going to get back to your streaming, and when are you going to have your schedule set up? Inquiring minds want to know, because we need to promote these kind of things. Yeah. Joke's on you, I'm into that shit. Agreed. Because I wanna. When I get my shit together. Alright, cool. 2032 it is. April of 2031. Which is a good song by Warrant, if you didn't know. At least in my opinion. But I'm also old and probably said a word that a lot of people don't recognize. So, oh, never. Money well wasted. Oh, here we go. Small. Okay, but make sure you guys are doing it in a private channel and not a VC, because I don't think anybody wants to see that. Fuck you, Jay. I disagree. But that's my prerogative. Distracted him with Nightingale. I mean, yeah. Huh? What is this, Star Trek Legends RPG? I don't know, you tell me. Fuck off, man. It was the 80s and I was what? 10 years old? You're having the demo. Ah, okay. Oh yeah, I think I have heard of that. It's like, isn't that like a... That's a ripoff of Stellaris, isn't it? If I remember. I could be thinking of the wrong one. I know there's one that they put out that was like a ripoff of Stellaris. Which, there's a game that I need to... Words. That's a different game. Who knows? And so above the normies. That was what Paradox. Okay, right. Hey, good song. I know this one. My kid wrote it. Well, co-wrote it. Despite saying this word for years. AKA, I was dick. Yes. That's fair. I mean, considering I don't really stream gaming stuff, very, very, very seldom. Yeah, I'm usually pretty picky at what it is, because it's usually like community games kind of thing. Usually. Jackbox, that kind of stuff. That's fair. Oh, the disappointment when they take one of your, like, favorite IPs and promise to do something with it and then absolutely just fucking crater it right out of the gate. See, I felt that way about Star Wars Outlaws, right? I was really excited about that one. And then, of course, Ubisoft being Ubisoft, you know, set the base game at like $90. And then if you want to get the extra stuff, it's like up to $180. Get fucked. I only grabbed a copy of it recently because for the first time it went on sale and it was 50%. And I'm like, I'll just grab the base game. Good enough. But I mean, the base game at 50% still being $50, what does that tell you? The thing is, AAA games, yeah, the point they're unplayable. And oh God, I have ranted about that so many times. Yeah, they charge huge for them and they're not even done. And then they try and cash grab you after the fact. Right? Like, let's take Outlaws, for example. Right? Here's the base game, $90. If you want some pretty shiny little outfits and guns and whatever else, then it's another, you know, 20 or $30, which I don't give a shit about. But if you want an extra couple of chapters to the story, well, now you're going to pay another like $40 for it. Fuck off. How about just, like once upon a time when we had the cartridges, just put the game up and be done with it. Fuck off with all of like the microtransaction bullshit or the, you know, the special. This is why I'm always harping on things like season passes, because first off, grammatically it makes no sense to me. What season are you talking about? It's not a football game. You're not, like, what season? It's so stupid. Your wording is dumb and you should feel dumb. But then, you know, the fact that they add, okay, well, a bunch of cosmetic shit and blah, blah, blah. I don't give a fuck about that. Oh, but now there's like a key core part of the game that you have to pay extra for.
These nuts.
Suck them. That's why I've never grabbed Starfield yet. Not worth that. You know what? In my opinion, because it was the last game I think ever that I did the pre-order with, and I'm not saying it's a bad game because it's not. What I am saying is that it doesn't live up to the hype. And this is coming from the guy who loves space and loves that idea, and the idea that they're doing like Fallout in space is amazing, right? I love the concept that you could build all of your modular ships is fantastic. But overall, I don't think it lived up to the hype, especially when the expansion dropped. And I played that for like half an hour and I was like, no, fuck this. Not worth it. What's static package? Yeah, Activision is in a lot of shit right now for the amount of like stuff that they're just doing like AI generated and then just cramming it in and then charging everybody like $30 for it. They're in a lot of hot water for that right now. They're trying to do that with voice actors too right now. The SAG, the video game voice actors. I don't know if it's like a division of the Screen Actors Guild or whatever, but a lot of them are on strike for that right now. That's right, about Nightingale, $40, huge updates. Yeah, well, and same with, as Gunter pointed out, same with No Man's Sky, right? Remember that when that dropped? God, what a steaming pile of shit that was initially. And I bought it, I was excited, and it sucked, in my opinion. So I'm like, fuck this. And I got rid of the game. And then 2 years later, it was completely redone, and now it's like just amazing. And I've still yet to get in and actually play a good amount with it, even though I really, really want to. That's one of the ones on the list of I want to play this, but I can't make myself do it. Because then I'm not being productive. Or by the time I actually think about it, it's like 12:30 at night. I know me. About Cyberpunk after. Same with me, Jay. Right? I was super hyped about the original, and then it came out, and I heard everybody was like, this is a steaming pile of shit. And so after they did their big 2.0 revision, I grabbed it then, and wow, what a great game that is. They improved so much. Oh, yeah. And the fact that they put out, like, damn near monthly updates to it, and expand on shit and improve on shit, just, what a champion story. Those guys, Hello Games. What a winning story that one is. But yeah. You know what? Fuck it. I feel like going for a little bit longer. You guys want to stick around for a bit? Do another 15 or 30 or something? But yeah, they really have improved it. It's funny that when I open Steam and it's like, No Man's Sky has an update. Holy fuck, again? Yeah, they do like once a month or something. Land of Fire, Worlds 1 and 2 have been game changer. Yeah, see, like, they do so many changes and they change so much shit that, like, by the time I get into it, I feel like I'm going to be, like, way behind and out of date. My games when they first come out, to wait for the hype to die down. Agreed, Nomi, right? But again, too, that goes back to my initial point of the problem, which is, why not just get it done, finish it, and then put it out? And then if down the road, oh god, there's a big game-breaking thing that we never addressed or we forgot about, okay, patch it after the fact. But don't fucking charge us $90 to put out a 3/4 done game, you know? I understand early access. I don't have a whole big problem with early access. There's a couple games that are early access that I played. One of them was Spaceborne 2, right? But that's a special case in my mind because that entire game was done by one guy. You know, he hired a couple of people here and there, but the entire game is done by one guy, right? Early access, and dude busts his ass to, like, get updates and all of this stuff done on that. So, like, I got no problem with that. But, like, when big AAA games or whatever, they go into, like, early access, blah, 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 to do a cash grab, to make you spend money. Like, Star Citizen? Don't get me started on Star Citizen. They've made, what, $750 million? And the game has been in alpha for like 12 years. Fuck, shit, or get off the pot, man. During beta testing, Minecraft is the first one. Nightingale is actually early access. Nightingale also is not done by a giant studio, if I'm correct, though. I don't recall. Yeah. All right, you know what? Let's hang out for a little longer. We'll do a self-care break. I'm gonna my tummy started grumbling, so I'm gonna just grab something real quick here. Yeah, it's a small. Yeah, I thought it was. That's right, self-care time. Grab some water, get a snack, go to the bathroom, check your laundry, hug your kid, do something like that. But anyway, self-care break.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
That's right, coffee time. I'm topping up my coffee.
The best thing about the future is that it comes one day at a time. Don't lose time, do it over. Do it again. Do it over. Lost time. The best thing about the future is that it comes one day at a time. If you don't have time to do it right, when will you have time to do it over? Do it again. Time. Lost time. Lost time.
There we go. All right, bye, Gunther. All right. So, 1, food warning. 2, I never do this because I think it's tacky and stupid. But 3, I'm doing this to prove that I am engaging in self-care. And that is that I haven't eaten yet today, and my wife made some macaroni for lunch for herself, so I grabbed myself a little bit. So I'm going to have a little snack while we continue to converse. Anyway, off to work. Ah, gross. And the water? I mean, it's going to be coffee, but I did top up the coffee. So there's that. All right, camera, calm down. So anyways, girlfriend just got home. Got myself an iced caramel latte. Nice. Poet is off to work. Yay. Don't have too much fun. Food and drinks, hard pass. Well, I mean, I felt like my stomach was starting to crawl out of me there, so I'm like, all right, maybe I should probably eat something. Even if it is just a couple of bites kind of thing, at least it's something, right? Because fed is fed, like we talked about on Sunday. Right? Doesn't matter what it is. Could be a few cookies. Last coffee until after... Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, I've always done that. But only a little bit. Like, I don't drown it in it. It's got to have a little bit, though. Actually, you know something else that's interesting to try? You know, replace the ketchup with Frank's hot sauce. Try to force me to participate. Well, I mean, you do have to eat at some point. So I hear. Well, I mean, it helps to sustain the meat mac, right? No hot sauce for you? Fair enough. I don't do it all the time, but I do like to do it occasionally. I do like to have a little bit of a bite on some things. You're not selling? I'm not trying to sell you. That's not my role. Or is it? But I mean, in order to sustain the brain and the meat back, yeah, food does have to happen from time to time, unfortunately, as much of an inconvenience and pain in the ass as that is. I like it, I just can't eat it. As in, you like the flavor of it, but you just can't eat it? Yeah, bring it in pill form. Hey, there you go. Went a bit heavy. Ah, gotcha. Alright, that'll do it. Just like me and dairy in a lot of cases. Yeah, it tastes great. It's wonderful. Yeah, up until it turns your ass into a shotgun. Then not so much.
Surprise,
enjoy the top of my head.
First prize, motherfucker. Hard eyes, motherfucker. Rude eyes, motherfucker. Supplies, motherfucker. Some fries, motherfucker. Disguise, motherfucker. Some pies, motherfucker. All rise, motherfucker. Wrong size, motherfucker. Super size, motherfucker. Snake eyes, motherfucker. I got highs, motherfucker.
I will after I have dairy, that's for sure. You're eating so it's being big on purpose. For the amount of times that I have to say it, and I appreciate that for the sake of everybody else, but 5 sisters, 2 AFAB kids, 2 marriages, shock me, I dare you. And that with dairy from certain cafes. It depends on what the dairy is, right? Like, I'll have a little bit of milk on a bowl of cereal kind of thing, but I won't sit down and have a glass of milk because that'll hurt. I think it's how much of it versus how much of something else there is, right? So like milk on cereal is one thing, just like cheese on pizza is something else, right? Like if it's just a cheese pizza, fuck no, no. But if it's like a meat lovers or something like that, okay. But if you can back off a little on the cheese, that'd be even better. But if they can't, okay, fine. I'll just pick some of it off. But I think it's in moderation compared to everything else that you've got there. You know, the ratio of gross to yum. You said edge. Back off all the meat. That's not what you said. Never mind. Never mind, I'm not going there. What happened at Bropocalypse stays at Bropocalypse. Nom and num. Yeah, you see what I did there. Isn't that kind of like the exact opposite of what you said? I'd like to go full vegetarian. Okay, this is the meat option for the meal. But that's not what I wanted. It's not what I asked for. Oh well. Some people. That's all I gotta say about that. Some fucking people. See what she's missing? Yeah. The whole, like, vegetarian thing. Okay. So be it. I can't remember what it was that JASA is classified as, but it's primarily, it's like vegetarian light, I guess. Ish. Because, you know, she's generally not... It's hard to describe. There are a lot of times where she will prefer, like, fruit and veg over, like, meat products and stuff. Pork ribs ice cream. Wow. That's a level of gross I never wanted to think about. Fried chicken goes well with ice cream. Not on my watch. Not in this house. Let me narrow that down. Not in this office. There we go. That's probably closer to the truth. It was the same with, I can't remember who it was. I saw one of the creators went to like some little festival and had fucking macaroni and cheese ice cream. No. Nope. Brain cannot parse those two things into one item. Nope. Not happening. I'll have the mac and cheese and then I'll have an ice cream. I will not put those two things together. Maple syrup, yes. Maple syrup will go fantastic. However, see, but to me that's that whole like chicken and waffles thing, which that I still have a hard time wrapping my head around because it's not culturally in my area something that's a big thing, right? Yeah, okay. Pregnancy, you're allowed to be weird. You can have that. I had one friend of mine, when she was pregnant, it was like sour cream on everything. Like all of the sour cream on everything. And then sat down with a spoon. Pescatarian? Isn't that a religion? I don't know. I don't know things. Guys offering each other the D here, eh? Oh, fuck, that reminds me. Speaking of the D, I didn't take mine today. I took all the rest. I didn't take that, so I'll be taking that in a minute. I forgot to give myself the D. Probably because there's so goddamn many of them. Mmm. I think maybe I got the word mixed up with Presbyterian. Oh no, I'll be drinking with it, don't worry. Because it's like fucking 5 little pills that I gotta take here. And they're kind of chalky. And I don't like those ones without some kind of a fluid to chase it. Missing fish day. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5,000 IUD or whatever the fuck it is of vitamin D. There we go. There you go, Jay, just for you. Miss Fish Day this week? Fish Day is a thing? You guys have that like on a schedule? Is that like Pork Chop Day in the Simpsons house? We can't do it on Thursday, that's Pork Chop Day. I'm gonna fire the cameraman? Do I? Do I really? Don't make me turn the eyes on, Dan. I'll do it. Oh, nice. Duck answer, I don't care, whatever. You sound like my wife there. Yeah, if they decide it's a takeout kind of night, but nobody can decide what it is they want, I just kind of like pick an area on the city map and then think to myself, okay, what have we got in there? And then I will assign in the number 1 and 2 to 2 of them. And then I'll just ask them, okay, what is it, 1 or 2? It's vetoed instantly. I'd like to thank you for your opinion, but if you could kindly just sit there and shut the fuck up, that'd be great. Brought to you by the letters Dick Move. He never blinked. At least mine, I can blink with it. 3 times a week. I don't know if we're up to that. We certainly, I think because of our, the way that our, come on, what's the word here? The way that our schedules kind of like hover in and around each other kind of thing. Like tonight, odds are pretty high. Just because I have to take Jasa to singing, and yeah. That was a lot of words. Down to once a month. Fair enough. But yeah, in those cases, I'll say 1 or 2. And then they can just kind of like pick from there. Any Mahu. Good too. You're excited, are you? Eh. You dig quiche? If I remember right, I'm not a big fan of quiche. I think it might be a texture thing. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, is quiche not made like primarily of egg? Which, don't get me wrong, I love egg. I do love hard-boiled eggs. I do love deviled eggs. They're a safe food for you? Aren't they just like a fancy deviled egg or some shit? Reads, blah, blah, blah. Similar to scrambled egg texture. In a pie crust. Yeah, okay, right, that was it. I think it was the pie crust part of it that fucked me up. Like scrambled eggs in a pie. Or maybe the person who made them just can't cook. I don't know. Something along them lines. Anyway. I am starting to power down here, so... thanks for hanging out, everybody. Last reminder, hey, if you guys want to get a song written for you, /to you, /whatever for the rave, let's meet a target. I don't know what that target is, but hey, here's a big meter. Let's put a dent in it. Thank you. Savory pie, good. Dessert pie, no thank you. Now, I'm more of a dessert pie kind of guy. And don't get me wrong, I can do like a chicken pot pie or something like that. I'm good for that. But yeah, you know, I'm all about like apple pie, cherry pie, key lime pie, lemon meringue, blah blah blah. That too. Peach pie, yeah. I'm ready for bed. I'm not ready for bed, but I mean, I could feel myself doing this. Anyway. Oh no pie shaming. Absolutely. You put in your pie whatever the hell you want to put in your pie. Just know that the same as pizza. If I got pineapple on mine and you don't like it, it's not your concern because you're not eating it. But anyway, I'm going to bounce out of here. Thank you all for hanging out. I will see you here on Friday. I do have an appointment at the hospital on Friday, so I don't know if that's going to mean that it's going to be an early or a late stream, but I guess we'll find out. But yeah, I will see you guys here then. Until then, drink your water, take your meds, be kind to yourself, and I will see you all on Friday and catch you in the Discord. Ciao for now.